Turamana Madhuwata, representatives of non-government organizations and faith-based organizations, Commissioner Northern and civil servants, our school children in the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Nisambula Venaka, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning to you all. I'm really humbled to see a huge turnout of people here. This is much appreciated. Thank you all for gracing this auspicious occasion. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the commemoration of the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed privileged and honored to join you here this morning to officially open this auspicious event. The International Day for the Eradication of Poverty presents an opportunity to acknowledge the efforts and struggles of people living in poverty, a chance for them to make their concerns heard, and a moment to recognize that poor people are the first ones to fight against poverty. The commemoration also reflects the participation of people living in poverty to use their expertise to contribute towards the eradication of poverty. The theme of 2017 observance, answering the call of October 17 to end poverty, a path towards peaceful and inclusive societies, coincides with the Sustainable Development Goals. Poverty, as we are aware of, is unlikely any other social issue. This is unlike any other social issue. It does not differentiate from gender, ethnicity, age, or disability. It can affect anyone and everyone. Poverty has been a common problem and is impacting the livelihoods of our people at various levels of our society. It has been established that poverty devastates families, communities, and nations, and for the poor, marginalized, and vulnerable in society, poverty suppresses them to the point where they are drained of motivation. People living in poverty face increasingly difficult challenges as climate changes, environmental degradation, and rising food prices threaten their livelihoods and their survival. Ladies and gentlemen, government is taking a lead role in creating opportunities to empower the people of Fiji to take ownership and exercise their right to be heard, which in turn reduces poverty. Developments include the provision of targeted assistance to those on or below the poverty line, such as the water harvesting and free water tank, free medicine scheme, free bus fare scheme for our students, micro and small business grants, introduction of technical colleges and other poverty alleviation programs, and rural and maritime development programs in which government for 2017 to 2018 has allocated a budget of $439.38 million compared to the $189 million in the fiscal year 2016-2017. Ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty windy, huh? But it's nice. The weather is very lovely here in Nanduri. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a substantial increase in the social protection program allocation of $97.68 million compared to $43.8 million in the fiscal year 2016-2017. This is an investment by the Fijian government and has been made real with a positive economic growth in the last 8 years. As of September 2017, there are 25,790 households receiving assistance under the Poverty Benefit Scheme. 4,313 households under the Care and Protection Allowance and 28,290 receiving social pension scheme. Some 2,169 pregnant mothers have benefited under the food voucher program for rural pregnant mothers since July 2017. 183 social welfare recipients have been trained by the National Center for Small Micro Enterprise Development, that is NCS-MED, in preparation for starting their small businesses. Furthermore, the social protection programs define Fiji's concept of inclusive, safe, and secure Fiji for all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is clearly understood that in implementing poverty alleviation programs, the impact has been felt particularly in the rural areas and also extended to the furthest reaches of our islands. The focus has been on basic needs such as access to water, school buildings and materials, roads, resource centers for women, electricity, scholarships, infrastructure for agriculture, training and development, and capacity building, etc. The principles enshrined in our Constitution states that all Fijians have a right to education, to health care, to equal justice, to decent housing, and to basic necessities like clean water. It says that we must care for the poor, the weak, the elderly, and the disabled. Ladies and gentlemen, for us in the district of Maduwata, Sasa, and the whole of Vanuatu for that matter, utilization of land is viewed as one of the mainstays of our family and communal economic stability. With this in mind, government has supported various income-generating projects and other poverty alleviation programs so as to enable the communities and individuals to earn their living. For the past 5 years, projects such as the Kia Island water supply, Korotulutolu Primary School water supply, Nurua Goat Shed, Tambia Village Piggery, and the Navindamu Irish Crossing, as well as other beneficiaries that we assisted through the Rural Housing Assistance Program and Poverty Alleviation Program in the district of Maduwata and Sasa amounted to $206,151.06. Further to this, government through the Pacific Sector Investment Project contributed $2 million for the construction of the Sianganga-Reketi Grid Extension Project. Other rural water supply projects were established in Yalava Village, Tambia Settlement, and Nanduri Village. It is pleasing to note that the Northern Division topped the number of women, that is 33 out of the total of 43, that we approved licensed artisans during the 2017 Women's Expo in June. This is an assurance that our women have a lot of economic potential and that we are moving in the direction to further enhance it. Moreover, 245 recipients were assisted through the Micro and Small Business Grant in Sianganga in 2015. This is an initiative of the Fijian government to provide grants for startups, for micro and small businesses, as well as assistance to existing micro and small businesses. Moreover, the training center for solar engineers, only in Maduwata, a state-of-the-art solar electrification training center, will be built in Nandongo. Maduwata will soon replicate the Barefoot College in Rajasthan, India. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Orenge Bainimarama, during the groundbreaking ceremony stated that, I quote, "Through this facility, Fiji will be able to produce solar products and commodities that will make a difference to families and communities that may be without electricity. This is a new enterprise as Fiji will be able to produce Fijian-made solar products by our own women who will be solar engineers of a different scale. 5 women who were trained in India last year to become solar engineers will be teachers at this new college. This is our effort to reduce carbon footprint. The above is an indication of government's continued effort to reduce poverty, which is one of its key strategic priorities for enhancing social development. My dear ladies and gentlemen and children, the Fijian government will continue to implement changes that will benefit not just a few, but the nation as a whole. These changes are seen as addressing poverty, as it will allow people to be part of the design of policies that will have impact to the poor and vulnerable in our society. Therefore, we must acknowledge the efforts of all those at national, provincial, local government, communities, and traditional leaders who have worked together in implementing programs to eradicate poverty. Today, you will see representatives from various government departments, educational institutions, financial institutions, and NGOs showcasing their services, and I urge you all to please make use of these 3 days to access such services, which has been brought right to your doorsteps. On this International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, let us make an investment in our common future by helping to lift people out of poverty so that they, in turn, can help to transform our world. Poverty is an old enemy with many, many faces. Defeating it will require many actors to work together. Reducing poverty is everybody's business. I reiterate, reducing poverty is everybody's business. Later today in the day, we will be having a Talanoa session whereby we will be discussing issues which you might have, and also information on e-ticketing will be given out. I know our team from Vodafone is here as well, so please feel free to ask any questions during this Talanoa session. And thank you once again for your presence here. God bless you all. And I now declare the 2017 International Day for the Eradication of Poverty event open. Thank you.
Merto na langata weekenda na serre puli bakatamba kindua membalet.
Just to highlight on the things that we have. Also, we have a team today that is on standby.
Epidemic disease and environmental problems such as rainfall. Poverty is not just
Raya.